Hello, my friends. It's Andy coming to you live from Orange County, California. Sorry for a little delay there. On my end, it said that the connection failed, and so I needed to check my internet connection. I'm not sure how much you heard me saying check, check, check into the mic and all that kind of stuff. But that's why on my end, it said I wasn't live. And then it just suddenly appeared that I'd been live for 2 minutes. So I'm not sure what you heard. Hopefully it was nothing bad. Cause gosh darn it, why isn't this starting? But I might not have said gosh darn it. And look at that. It restarted my camera too. Let me go ahead and turn off the autofocus. So always remember that if you have to reboot your machine sometimes or your computer, that the autofocus, what did I just say? Autofocus is turned off already. And why is it autofocusing? Some shenanigans are going on right now. And that is the reason why I'm doing this show today. And I want to just first preface for sure, and I mean, I got to tell you this because it's really important that you know this, is this, no matter what it is, I'm going to show you on the screen. This is not a political statement of what, of any kind. It will sound from time to time that it might be, but this is important no matter where you are in this country, no matter what political party you are, no matter whatever your views are on anything. Nothing that I'm telling you today is a political statement of any sort. I have been telling you, the audience, not you maybe specifically, because maybe this is the first time you've watched me, gosh, I can remember it was probably 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I think it was the very first time that either I had thought about it or somebody may have mentioned that as these social platforms were coming out, this might have been back when I was doing Blab and Meerkat and these other things. That's how long ago I remember it being, where I was using 2 cell phones. And at one point, 3 cell phones, because I was using Meerkat, Blab, and Periscope. 3 cell phones to go live, because that's the only way you could go live back then. And even back then, when Facebook was just starting up, YouTube and all that kind of stuff, I was telling people, again, I don't know where I got the information. Somebody must have said something, or maybe I just came to me in the shower one day. And that is that you own nothing. Once you put it up onto a platform, you've lost control for the most part. Now it's good to put videos on YouTube. It's good to put videos on Vimeo, on Wistia, on Tumblr, whatever it is that you were using for your platforms back then. Vimeo might not have been one of those, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. That once you did that was now theirs. That if they took it down and you didn't keep a copy, you can't call Facebook and say, hey, you know that video that I posted back in October of 2015? Yeah, that one, I need that back, right? Once you are removed, or once you've lost your permissions, once they've gone out of business, whatever it is, that is lost. It is no longer yours. In Facebook in particular, I think for many people, if not even LinkedIn, for business people, that you have made relationships with people. You have, their names, where they work and all this kind of stuff. But in many cases, most of the time that we communicate with them is on one of those social platforms. We don't necessarily have their phone number. We don't necessarily have their email or snail mail address. We don't have any of those things. And so because of that, if you have built these relationships solely on the social platforms, the moment that you are gone for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we're going through today. It doesn't matter. I was talking about this years ago, that they were gone. Unless you had saved or put on a Post-it note or something, their information, their phone numbers, you can contact with them. Again, there's no way of contacting LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or Twitch or whatever it is you're using and say, hey, there's this guy named John and it starts with a B. He works at Carl's Jr. or whatever it is, right? Carl's Jr. Corporation. I need his name. Could you give me his phone number? It's on my thing. They would just, number one, there's nobody to call, right? It's really difficult to call somebody at any of those platforms and say, give me my information. So it is incumbent upon you to find alternatives, things that are more in your control, more of your control, and allow you to have access to those things, no matter what happens, right? I'm going to give you a tool here that's going to make that possible. And if you didn't listen to me 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years, maybe you're going to listen to me now. Maybe. Regardless, again, whatever side of the political aisle you're on, no matter what it is that you think about whoever and whatever, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just telling you, today is the day that you're going to say, you know what? He was right 5 years ago when he was telling us to get our that information off of there before it's too late. No, I have a private group where I can contact them and communicate with them. Yeah, now it's gone. You have no way of doing that. It doesn't matter if you have a private group. It doesn't matter if you have a business page. It doesn't matter if you have a personal page. You need to pull their information off of there one way or another. I'm going to tell you about two things, and I'll tell you about the tool that I'm going to tell you about right now. But Andy, first of all, get StreamYard.live. Get StreamYard.live. That's the URL you're going to want to use the platform I'm using right now to go live on all the different social media platforms. So right now, I'm going live on 5 different Facebook pages, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. In the future, there's other ways of doing that, and you can even use it on the tool that I'm going to tell you about in just a minute, where you could go live inside the tool I'm going to tell you about, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. And then for training on how to use StreamYard, I got a program that's the basic, intermediate, and advanced. There's about 10. There's anywhere from 7. I think in one now, they may have 8. I think I added one more. So it's either 7 or 8 videos in each one of those platforms. And there's going to be probably 15 in the advanced course, which is going up right now. Right now, I think I have 7 or 8 videos in that one right now by itself. And so you got a basic, which tells you how to use StreamYard, in its basic form. Not necessarily what you'll find on their website as far as training, but additional information. And then the basic tells you how to use outside tools to create a more professional show, and also some of the tools that are inside StreamYard and what you can do with those tools. And then the advanced is how to not only use even more tools like the stuff that I'm using here. This is all later on. This is all advanced stuff. And then how to repurpose the live broadcast as a recording in other things like a book or a blog or a podcast and all that kind of stuff. I give you all the tools and show you how to do that in the advanced program. So go to andyislive.com for that, andyislive.com for that one. Okay, so what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about, oops, sorry, wrong one. We're going to talk about, that's for later. We're going to talk about Kajabi. Kajabi you can find by going to onlinegurudeal.com. 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 That will send you to Kajabi. Why am I using a branded URL? Because that is an affiliate link that's associated with that. So use that. That will give you a deal. It will give you I think it's a training course, and will save you some money, I believe. I can't guarantee it, but I know for sure it'll give you a training course, and I think 30 or 45 days for free to set up your own program like I'm going to tell you about right now. And that is a website, an online training program if you want, or an online program where you share a number of videos with somebody, and then a community, and then automation to email and to even sell a product at some point. And that's just the basics. There's a lot more to it. But you're going to want to go to onlinegurudeal.com. Onlineguru, G-U-R-U, deal.com. You go there. That's a branded URL that will send you to my affiliate link that will get you in the right place. All right. And then I'm not going to talk about Repurpose, but go to repurposevideonow.com. That's another great tool. It's one of my top 5 tools that allows you to repurpose your content. But we're just going to be talking about Kajabi, onlinegurudeal.com. All right. Let me look at a couple comments really quick here. Ann Whitehead, nice to see you. Eric Mulford, Eric is associated with probably my number it's in the top 5. I'm not even going to give it a number because the top 5 of my favorite tools are all one. All my top 5 tools are all number 1. StreamYard, and I'm going to talk about Eric's later on, so I don't want to give it away yet, but it's another tool I'm going to be talking about next, maybe tomorrow or the next day. It's a fantastic tool, so just hang on. I just need to do this one first. I hope Eric doesn't mind. You think you own it until you don't realize you don't, which is yesterday. Hey, Carol, nice to see you. My iPad is worthless now, not working at all. Yeah, just crazy stuff. And so, all right, so I'm going to say it one more time. Kajabi, you get there by going to onlinegurudeal.com. Make sure and go there. All right. So what can you do as far as building a community that's offline? All right. So let's say you're doing what I'm doing. You're broadcasting. You're telling people about specific things. So I have a dog training live video program that I do. I have the one that I talk about how to repurpose your online live broadcast, how to create a live TV show, that kind of stuff. I have that program. I have a devotional, which is basically a Christian a live broadcast that I do with myself and Hedia Miramati, who is my fiance. And then I have a more, it's just current events broadcast, which is most of what the branding is that you're seeing here, the Andy Falco Show. It has to do with current events. All right. And I've been doing that one for about 4 or 5 years, something like that. All right. So you're doing that. And I have 9 number 1 best-selling books. On different times, I'm talking about one of those best-selling books, right? And so as I create a business page behind one of those books, so let's say I'm doing one on dog sniff evidence, which is one of my number 1 best-selling books. I create a Facebook page, a Facebook group, and I begin to broadcast, and I begin to build an audience. Now, again, that's all great. All right, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, it doesn't matter, right? You're building an audience. You're building an audience of interested people in what it is that you are talking about in your book, what it is you possibly are sending them to as a product eventually, and you have a blog and you have a podcast, you have all this other stuff, right? Where people are showing interest, and you're really beginning to build an audience. Now, that's all great. The problem is, again, you can just simply disappear one day, because of a decision that is made. Either you said something wrong, or they changed the rules and you violated one of those rules, or what's happening today, that a certain group has decided that group is not relevant any longer, and now they take that group away, right? And so now all this work you've been doing for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years of building this audience, now that audience is going, hey, where'd Andy go? Where does Dog Sniff Evidence go? And now suddenly it's gone. So what I have done over the years is I've created websites and private communities and groups within the different platforms that have titles of the subject matter that I'm talking about. So I have one called Dog Sniff Evidence, and I've used it very effectively to gain an audience and to keep track of all the people that are interested. And now after that, I was able to, number one, sell a book and made it become number one bestseller. I began speaking at stages at things like Planet Hollywood, Caesar's Palace, and all that kind of stuff. And it was from the information that I was able to take from the social media platforms and now bring into my system. So now I had control of it, even if the system went down. So if I'm going to talk about this in today's issues, and again, I'm just going to tell you again, this is not a political show. I'm just showing you what I did because of the type of show that I do. I did not want to lose the audience that I had gained over the last period of time. So in Kajabi, you have the ability to create a group or a community. Oh, I forgot I had to reboot my computer, so I lost my tab. Hold on, I got to bring it back up again. Hold on one second. There it is. All right, so I'm going to share this page. Again, forgive me that if this looks somehow political because it's red, white, and blue. It's not. It's just that it's red, white, and blue. All right, so let me take down this frame. And here is the website. So I have a website that I've created using Kajabi. It's all in Kajabi. So this is in Kajabi. It is a page. Oops, wrong one. I got two of them open. Hold on. There we go. All right. So this is the page. So as I scroll up, it has the ability to make the top turn blue. You do all this in Kajabi. There's the website. And here's pictures. There's an explanation and all that kind of stuff, right? And it has, ways of signing in. So you can contribute. So you can get people to contribute money. You can sell something and you put these buttons in. So if I click on this button, it takes you to this place where now you can collect money. And here's the contributions and different levels of things of contribution. All right. So those are the options there. That is all within Kajabi. All right. I'm able to accept payments through Stripe and through PayPal. And allow, and whether you're selling a product, it could be horseback riding, it could be how to do basket weaving, it could be business coaching, it could be physical fitness, it could be how to cook, it could be how to create some. It doesn't matter. You have the videos that you create a broadcast with. You repurpose them in some way or another within Kajabi, either to sell them as training programs or to give them away as what we would call maybe a tripwire, where people go, I want more of those videos. Where do I go? And they're free. You just put your name and email address in there, right? So that's what I've done in this particular case, where I left you options where, in my case, you could donate money if you want to. All right, let's go back to my page. All right, so there's that. If I go to the top of the page, and again, I want you to stay strong and not look at anything other than the potential for you and your business and whatever authority that you've gained. So I have another page, which is next. It's called Ministry. It's the ability to minister to men and on religious topics. And it has certain things here. It has some of my favorite pastors that I like to talk about and that kind of stuff. It has a book club where I'm able to share the certain types of books that I like and where you can buy those books and so on. So that's another page. All right. Again, this is all done in Kajabi. I have my about page, which talks about myself and my fiance who put together this particular project. and that's me, and of course, and that's her, and that is who we are, and that kind of stuff. All right. Now we have the contact information, all the contact information, our nonprofit organization, the tax ID and all that kind of stuff, and who we are and how you get a hold of us and how you submit. Again, a mailing list, which you put in right there. All right. And now last thing, here's the most important thing for this message, and this is the community. All right. So now you have people opt into the community, and now you have an ability to now have essentially a what would look like a Facebook page or a type of Facebook page where you put videos and people are commenting and then you can have a comment and have a conversation with everybody within that page. And that's my own community that we've been able to take off of Facebook, off of Twitter, off of YouTube, and now they're all inside here talking, sharing information. And you know what's great is that you can control everything. You control everything in that community. All right. And so that is easily done, very simple to do. And it is powerful, and it is a way to get people off of those social media platforms where you will lose them in a heartbeat. And again, I've been talking about this. Again, I can tell you before Facebook had what is called Facebook Live. They didn't have that ability back then when I was first talking about this. This was just simply talking to people through posts, not through Facebook Live. But now it became even more possible to reach more people with a positive message about your authority, your product. And now you begin to build this audience. And you say, hey, if you really like what you're seeing right here, all you need to do is go to a URL. You can make a branded URL. So if I go back to this page, and I'm going to put it back up here. Oops, I just removed it. Dummy. Okay, so let's go back to this page. And now what I have here, I'm going to show you, is a branded URL, and it's called patriotcoms.org, patriotcoms.org, and it goes here. All right, so here it's already this pop-up. I'm not sure if you're seeing this. Let me see. Yeah, so there's a pop-up that says heads up. It looks like you're already purchased patrol. Patrol. I'm a police officer, so patrol like came out of my mouth. Patriot Community and newsletter, and it says I purchased it on the 11th, which is today. All right, and here is where all they do is put their email address. That's my email address, and you click sign up for free. It probably won't allow me to do that because that email is already used. Yeah, I don't think it's going to allow me to redirect. Hold on, let's give it a second and see. It's thinking. It's going, dude, you're so stupid. This email has already been used. All right, let me back out of it. Let me go back in. I'm going to put a different email address, see if I can fool it. Let's put in Andy. Yeah, it won't even let me type in it. Won't let me type it because I'm already a member. And so that's how smart Kajabi is, right? It already knows that I'm in there. All right, so all that people do is they go in there and they put their email address, and then they put their name on the next window that pops up, and then they put their username. They create their own username. So in the next window, if I was able to click that, I would put my name, and then you can put anything else you want. You can ask for their physical addresses. You can ask for phone numbers. I mean, you can ask if it's a dog thing, you can ask for their dog's name and then their dog's age and the dog breed. You could do all that. You can create any form you want. But the simplest way, the more simple you can keep the form, the more likely somebody's able to opt in. All right. Unless you really know your audience, you really only want to ask for like a name. And sometimes they'll put their first name, sometimes they'll put their whole name, or they'll put initials, or they'll put an X. But the most important thing is you get their email. It will not accept anything but a real email. Once you get the real email, now you have communication with those people. If Facebook or YouTube or Twitter were to take you down for whatever reason, you now at least have their email address, and at best, something that they want you to call them. It could be dog face pony soldier if you want it to be, right? It could be that thing, whatever it is that you want. All right. So you have that. And then let me go ahead and go back to this page here. Hold on. I'm going to share one more time. Go back to this page. So I got a lot going on. I got to click on a couple different things here. All right. So let's go to admin. So now this is the back end. This is the inside of Kajabi at Guru Deal, Onlinegroupdeal.com. Use that URL to get in there. And then here is, I can't show you there's a long list of people that opted in today to my program through that branded URL. But I can't show it because it shows everybody's email. So I don't want to do that. Here's mine. And I don't mind if you see what I have going on here, but I was able to click on my name because I opted in, and now you can see everything there is that you can find out about somebody. You can see what they purchased. how much, of course, I'm not charging anything for a newsletter in the community. It's free. So it shows you how much they spent in their net revenue. In the info, if you ask for whatever info you asked, it's going to have it here. And when they were added on, what their net revenue is, what their email marketing, they subscribed to email marketing, which is good. They became a member again on January 11th. Added on means I did it. When they became a member means they did it. They've signed in twice, which is me. I've already signed in twice. And my last activity shows you the last time you logged in. So you see that. Here are the purchases, and has a list of purchases. And there's the products. And then you can put in your own notes. This guy is amazing. Stay in contact. He is, I was going to put single, but I'm not anymore. That's it. That's all you need to know. All right. So I'm just put that. And so you just put in those information. He has a dog. His dog is very smart, but the man is very dumb. Whatever it is you want to put in there, and then you add the note. So that note is added. So each time you contact that person, maybe one time they went onto the platform and said something that was a little bit offensive. So you could put something in the notes that says, hey, back on Tuesday, they said that your guest was a jerk and that they hoped that they stepped on a crack and broke their mama's back, and said that. And so then you would type that into those notes. That way, if it happened again, you would have a running log of their bad behavior. Let's say they're a really good customer, and or they really like certain things. They've noted in their communications that they really like blah blah blah, and then that when that comes up, that you can count on them to probably do something. Or this person would make a great guest, and they have an expertise in X, Y, and Z, and you put that in the notes. Again, you would be able to know about it, but put anything you want about everybody. You could have your assistants have access to your Kajabi, and they could keep notes in there. And then you could ask them, hey, I noticed that Fred Smith was on yesterday. What can you tell me about Fred Smith? Your assistant would say, well, Fred Smith, he's been on a lot, and he also is very active in the community, and he's already bought 4 products from you. You might want to send him a thank you note, and you would send him a thank you note. And again, this is a very powerful tool that's in Kajabi. You've taken these people off, which would normally be lost in the interwebs. You would never see them again if something bad were to happen on your social media platform. Again, you don't know when that's going to happen. Again, 5 years when I was telling people about this in our mastermind group, and I would constantly tell people, you got to get these people off of your social platforms. You got to get their name and their email address into a platform that you can control, that you can download their information, get it in onto 2 separate hard drives. That way, if there's a fire, because you know what, your currency in a business is your mailing list, is your list of people that have showed interest in what you're doing. That is your currency. You may think the money that's in the bank is your currency. The customers, the loyal customers, especially in an internet marketing platform, especially in any business, those people that have showed a very strong interest in what it is that you have going on, those are the people that are most likely to buy a second time. Those are the people that are most likely, as long as they like you, to refer you to somebody else. And so the currency for your business is your list. If you've built a list on a social platform and you not taken advantage of downloading them and keeping track of them and what they're doing and how they're doing it, then you've really lost one of the most important parts of your business, the most important currency for your business, and that is your list. So you want to make sure and do that. All right, let's look at a couple comments here. Larry Nowicki, hey from Baltimore, nice to see you. They can even unbank you. Yes. That is a good point. Anti-iPad, not fake bug. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. None of my sites even directly. Oh, wow. Yeah. And so, yeah, so very good. And so these are one of the important things. So make sure and go to, I'm going to go ahead and put the URL that you're going to want to go to, onlinegurudeal.com. Onlinegurudeal.com. So you're saying, Andy, what made you decide on onlinegurudeal.com? Well, it's just one of those things that back in the day when I was speaking on stage, I was professing to be an online guru, where I was using all these tools, which I have. And quite often I was wasting money on a ton of tools. I was using things like ClickFunnels and Confusionsoft and Webinar Jam and what are some of the others? Oh gosh, they're all failing me now because I used to use so many different tools to do different things. Traffic Geyser, Instant Customer, MailChimp, Constant Contact, They're coming to me now. There's a couple more that are out there that I'm sure all of you use. Of course, Canva and Relay That, Repurpose, some of there's other ones out there, but using all those tools. And so was I a guru? I don't know, but I've taught in mastermind groups. I've taught on stage. I was one of the first people to probably teach on Facebook Lives because I wrote a book on Facebook Live on how to do a Facebook Live 3 days after Facebook Live started going out live on Facebook. And I'd already written the book about it. I had anticipated it coming out, but I wrote it based on what I knew was going to happen. And then I started to shake my mouth because my TV was doing something. But I wrote a book and I spoke in San Diego to 700 people in San Diego on stage at a social media platform. And really, the only reason I'm telling you that is because you can do the same thing to a person who does not know these things. You are that guru, whatever that is. If you've ridden a horse and maybe you've taught 2 people, you may not be the guru in the horse training world, but to the next customer, you know more than they do, and you are quite often the expert and authority and guru that they've been looking for, even though you know just a couple hours before more stuff than they do. All right, and so that's where that came about. So Online Guru Deal was that at the time that Facebook went live, I'd already written a #1 best-selling book on Facebook Live, and Facebook Live had only been out for a couple days, and then got invited to San Diego to speak at the thing. So that's how all this stuff happens. Eric, I'll be telling. Eric Mulford has a great product that he does work for and is a guru in himself. And I'm going to be sharing that with you. And that is how to repurpose your Facebook Lives and using the audio transcribe to write a white paper, a book, a blog using Eric's tool. So I'll be talking about that over the next couple of days. All right. So one last time, onlinegroupdeal.com. You should see it in the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and put the banner up here. If you want to learn how to do all these things that I'm doing with this particular tool as we speak right here. And that is, go to andyislive.com, andyislive.com. The tool I'm using is StreamYard. You're going to go to getstreamyard.live, which is this one right here. Andyislive.com is the training program that I have, the 3 courses, basic, intermediate, and advanced. And then the tool I'm using right now is onlinegroupdeal.com. That's Kajabi, onlinegroupdeal.com. Use that URL. That way you can get the training program. And I believe there's a little bit of a discount. Again, I can't guarantee that. It changes rapidly. That's why I can't keep up. And then we got repurposevideonow.com, repurposevideonow.com. That is a platform that repurposes your Facebook Lives, your YouTube Lives, your whatever lives into Dropbox, into Google Drive, into a podcast, into a snippet, for Instagram and other platforms and a whole bunch of other stuff. Repurposevideonow.com. You're going to want to get that tool. I'm telling you. And I'm not even talking about it today. I'm just showing you the URL that you're going to want to go to. All right. So get your, why is my camera, which the autofocus is turned off, is still autofocusing? Why is that? That is very strange. Hold on while I see if I can't. I'm going to turn it off and then turn it back on again. And then turn it off again. Oh, now it's not doing it. It just must have got stuck. All right, I'm telling you, it was off. I don't know why it was doing that. All right, so one last time for those of you that maybe just have joined, go to onlinegroupdeal.com. You must get the people that are most interested in what it is you do. The regular viewers, if you see the same names on your stuff and they've shown a very strong interest in what it is you're doing, again, I don't care if it's how to write a book, if it's how to ride a horse, if it's how to vacuum a house, if it's how to clean a pool, if it's how to do basic plumbing in the house, if it's to do exercises, smoothies, recipes, whatever it is. You've built an audience of people that have a strong interest in what it is you're doing. You want to send them to another location other than staying on your social media platforms, because you will lose it at some point. At some point, it will be gone. All right. And so you need to pull them through some type of offer or what was also called a tripwire, which is a very low cost or free offer that they can put their name and email address into. and then get put into something of value. The thing that you're putting them to has to have some type of value. The thing I talked about today that has value, it's a newsletter and it's a community where they also can now communicate. So that's a very low level of value, but it has value currently, especially in today's world. What's going on, right? It's a community. What I'm offering them is a community off the social media platforms, and then an eventual newsletter about some information about whatever topics later on, right? So that's a very low value. A more a better one is what I do with the dog training. I offer I have in Falco Canine Academy in the platform, which is also called the Healthy Dog Network. If you go to the healthydognetwork.com, it should send you to the website. But in there is a training program that I offer all the time. There's two of them. One of them is how to use a dog park for training, where you take your dog to the fenced area with all these dogs that are fighting all the time. What I have is a training program that shows you how to use a dog park as a training program for your dog. And and I don't know anybody else that's done that or created anything. And so I say, if you want to go to the dog park, just don't go to the dog park and let your dog loose and let him get into a fight. You can actually use the dog park to create a more obedient, more a socialized dog than the average person. So the dog park is sometimes questionable whether you should go to a dog park or not, considering maybe not only your dog, but somebody else's dog that might be there. That's where people make the biggest mistake. They take a docile dog to a dog park. It gets attacked by a bigger, stronger dog. And now the dog that little dog that was docile is now either hyper aggressive or now hyper scared of its own shadow because of the incident at the dog park. So what this training program tells you is that you can go to a dog park, but don't just take your dog out there and let them loose. Use it. There's opportunities for training before you even get to the dog park that will build the dog's confidence as you go to the dog park. And then once you're there at the dog park, don't just let your dog loose and start looking at your phone and looking at Facebook. What you want to do is go there and use it as an opportunity to train your dog. And that's what that program is all about. What I do is I give that away for free if I'm at a special event, or if I'm doing an online training program on a Facebook Live, and I say, hey, listen, for today only, I'm going to give you this free training program. It's got 10 videos in it. It's going to show you how to use a dog park to make your dog a better dog and connect you with your dog at a higher level than you've ever thought was possible. And so for free, all you need to do is go to this URL, put your name and email address, and I'm going to give you this training program for free. And that is called a Tripwire, or you sell it for $2.99. Either way, the other one is better only because you get them to take their credit card out of their wallet in most cases where they have to, or they use their Apple Pay. But you can you get them to actually spend a little bit of money. Once somebody opens their wallet and uses their credit card to pay for something, they're more likely to use their credit card to pay for something else from you at a higher value, right? So it just increases from that time on. All right, so there's that, and then the other training program in the dog training is raw diet. I have a raw diet program that teaches you how to feed your dog raw food. And it has 7 recipes for 7 days of the week. So your dog eats something different every day and doesn't have to eat McDonald's every day. And so there's that training program. And the same thing, depending on where I'm at and what I'm doing, one applies and the other one doesn't. All right. So it just depends. If I have an audience where the people are more, really into their dogs. So you have people that buy dogs and get dogs just because to appease the kids and to get the kids to stop asking for a dog, right? And then you got other people that are really into their dogs, right? They got a new collar or a collar for every day. They have little bows in the dog's hair. They examine the dog's poop every day just to see what they've got dogs going on. And those are the people that are more likely to buy or want to see the product for feeding their dogs raw, right? So you have 2 different audience, 2 different products. That's why I have 2 different products. All the stuff I'm telling you, I charge $100, $200, $1,000 in the mastermind group to teach you this stuff. So not just me, but the other people that are teachers in the mastermind group, we charge a lot of money. All these things that I'm telling you, I'm doing it rapid fire. But if you want to learn more about how to do this stuff, I can share more with you. It's so funny because some of the stuff I don't even remember until I start talking about it. Then it starts coming off the top of my head. All right, my friends. So again, go to Onlinegroupdeal.com. That will take you to Kajabi. Create your own community where now you have a conversation with your people. You are the guy, you are the gal, you are the person, you are the expert, and you are the moderator, and you're the one that controls everything that's going on inside of that private community. And it feels safe and secure, and it's just like-minded people. And you can take people out of there if you want to. You can be the Zuckerberg of your own community within your Kajabi platform. And then you can have offers and sell, and have webinars with the people that now you're pulling into your own platform that you have control of. Get them off the social media platform. All right. I hope I made my my point. Go to onlinegroupdeal.com and get into Kajabi. Use that link to get inside there. And then again, one more time, if you want to learn how to do more of this stuff, the Facebook Live and some other stuff, you're going to go to andyislive.com, andyislive.com. Lastly, the only thing I can control is the cost of andyislive.com. If for some reason the pandemic has been very difficult on you, you've lost your business, you've lost customers, and you're struggling, but you're trying to look for another way to build an audience through live broadcasting, and you just can't afford the price of andyislive.com, private message me, ask me for a coupon, and tell me what it is that's in your budget, and I'll do my very, very best to make sure that all 3 training programs fit into your budget. But you just need to communicate with me. I don't want you going there and saying, it's $49. I can't afford $49. I wish it was $29, or I wish it was $39, or I wish it was $48.50. That I can afford. I just can't afford $49. Whatever it is, you get a hold of me. You message me. Give me your story. Just say, hey, you know what? I have 4 kids. We've been struggling. I own a restaurant. We haven't been able to open up. Is there anything you can do? Yes. What do you need? $5 off, $10 off, $20 off. Tell me, and I will make sure and make it happen. All right. So let me know. But go to andyislive.com and we'll train you how to get set up on a live broadcast. All right, my friends. All right. I hope that's been helpful to you. Wow, a whole bunch of new comments came in. It is possessed. Yes. The whole thing's possessed. All right, my friends. I love you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you at the next one. Take care. God bless. Bye.